Yo, what's up? Hello. Okay, I think I have everything set up right. All right, well, it is time to get into Vulcanus. Hello, hello. Thank you. All right. So in the last stream, we touched down on Vulcanus, and oh boy, we do not have much to go on. So we definitely need to start clearing out some stuff. Oh, and I can already hear a demolisher. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. We're gonna have to like squeeze in some space or try to work around that the best we can for a bit. I have a very limited amount of bots. My ship is stable. That's good. Yeah, I'll toss those down. So I think once we get to a decent amount of ammo, it will be allowed. Yeah, we'll just send that back. I'll probably make. What do I want to do? I think I might make a new group for things that we actually want to bring up. Some additional things. Belts and undergrounds, that's going to be pretty straightforward, which I almost forgot last time. That was hilarious. Hello. Yeah, sure, 50's fine. Make sure all this is coming from Novice. We need roboports. That's something that I did not quite have room for. It'll probably take a bit of time. Actually, I can go to Vulcanus and up the amount. Let's do the same thing for the bots. I have this circuit limited. Let's. Bots are going to take absolutely forever to make. That's fine. That is not a big deal. How do I have this limited like that? Yeah, we're on a little bit of a time crunch because it's only a matter of time before biters start taking over, and yeah. It was funny the other day. So I don't think I told this story. So the other day I ended up getting better internet so that I could have better upload megabits per second. Uh, to help with, uploading videos and for the streams. I would like to multi-stream, so that would help with that. We're running somewhere between, looks like, somewhere between like 30 and 50,000 kilobits per second, which is about 4 times better than it was last week. So the guy that comes over, do I have turrets in my mall? I do not. I do not have laser turrets, I do not have gun turrets, I do not have any turrets. I think I was going to try to possibly fiddle around with the poison capsules. We'll see. Now, I do have some control, right? Like I can, so if I'm looking at novice, like I do obviously have bots here, so any areas that, for instance, I'm not collecting anything, so red circuits are a bad example, but let's say that I just took this section here. I can paste this in, let's say like that. Bots can take care of that. We will So we can, like, as an example, start collecting some things. And then using that, I think I have... Yeah, so I just recently unlocked this. So I can kind of fiddle around with making requester chests from Vulcanus, so I could, I don't know. Let's just take a random place. Let's do... So I can do something like this and say, all right, like, this is just a nothing place, right? And I can tell the bots, hey, why don't you guys go put some stuff in here so you can start making me some requester chests. So, I mean, we have that option, the construction bots. Construction? Yeah, the construction bots will start to bring that in, and there you go, we have requester chests. So I can do the same with other, let's say, chests like this. So we have the, like I said, we have the ability to do some things. Remotely. There you go. So now we have the ability to make requester chests, and with requester chests, I have the ability to do other things like, let's say, bring in bots to here as an example, and then we can limit these. And using the robot logistics, we can say like construction bots. So I put, let's say, construction bots here. They need power, obviously. Nope, not construction bots. We want to enable if Y? No, not Y. Total construction bots is Z? No, T. So if T is less than, I don't know, let's say 500. So this one is Y? Yeah. So this one we can enable if Y is, we'll just do 500. Yes, 5,400. So we do have the ability to do some things, right? Countdown it is, yeah. That should take a while. Not sure bots are resupplying outer defenses. My bots are not resupplying my outer defenses. That's kind of the time limit that we have is, you know, do I have the ability to get bots out to kind of resupply? Yeah, to a degree. And I do have some wiggle room. Like, pollution is kind of spreading, so we will start getting... it's not terrible. Like, we're still within the bounds of our walls. We will at some point start getting actual attack groups. Yeah, 5,400 is good. We will start getting attack groups soon. Everything that's been attacking us so far hasn't been attack groups, it's been expansion groups. Building my space mall, just set up white science, blew through all that, and 3 times science mount. Nice. Oh yeah, you're doing 3 times the cost, right? Cool, never knew it read robot network like that. Yeah, it's really handy to have stuff like that. And that's been around for a bit, I would say. So now it will insert... How did I get... Oh, that's from what I naturally just put out. Like, normally when you set up bots, you would have... Like, I would have normally had RoboPorts over here connected to the storage that is actually providing our bots, but in this case, as long as we can get them over there, then I can control the supply from... And I mean, at that point, so now that we have that, now that we have these being made, which, I mean, you saw I manually inserted these. So now that we have the ability to have these, we basically have the ability to make anything from here, from the Vulcanus. Anything that we don't have. So like if I wanted, I do have a bot mall blueprint. So for instance, if I did want to start making, this is a bad example because I do not have copper plates set up. I have steel, I have just added the red circuits, I have concrete. So I could, for instance, start making nuclear reactors. again, like, and it's not in quality. I'm not really too concerned. I'd probably add quality modules to these. Maybe not necessarily the requesters, but if I wanted to start doing steam turbines, I have pipes being collected. I do not have gears being collected, but let's just say that we did that. So I can, do that and send that up on the next round for my ship, which should be. It is still very, very slowly making its ammo, is what it is. This was not. Oh, this was. Nope. I need that. This was made for my bot mall was made for the assembling machine rank 3. So yeah, like I said, we do have some control, but we're still kind of on a time limit because at some point the walls that I have kind of beefed up in the sections that I have reinforced, like this section over here, this is a section that I've reinforced. One here, I think I reinforced this down here, and over in this corner. This corner's been getting attacked frequently, I would say. So I do have some sections that are reinforced. I just do not have the ability to get bots back out there, up here. So once they actually manage to break through, I can, I can set up a bot mall for some things, like gun turrets, and just maybe get them kind of close, like somewhere, within the network, like protect this a little bit, but it's not something that it would be a huge pain to try to micromanage that, because even like once they start expanding within our walls, I'm trying to get the keeping your hands clean achievement, so we wouldn't be able to actually kill any of the nests. We would have to work around that, so that would be a huge pain, because once we get to the point where we have to do that, like it's literally down to we're in the minutes at that point. So the faster that we can get things going here, the better. I did want to kind of set this up, so we want to get some more bots for sure. And this is going to be a very long process, right? Getting all of this, because obviously it's going to take quite a bit of time to make the ammo that we need. I could probably maybe finagle something else in here. It's not really that big of a deal. I mean, we're in a hurry, but we do have some wiggle room, right? I would say maybe 15 to 20 hours. And ideally we should have a good portion of Vulcanus done by that point. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. Well, it'll be interesting to see how bad a lot of this plays out. Oh, and I do not have any repair packs. That's not a big deal. All right. So we're also gonna need some more storage. And let's just call this Vulcanus supplies for now, because if I have it named, then I can just do this from here. So I don't have to go up to the ship every time to kind of determine, okay, what all do I want? So we have some of those being made. What else do I have being made that I'm going to need on a regular basis? I'm going to need some more inserters, and this is where part of the quality problem is going to come up too. Is we have 5 potential, not right now, but for now we have 3 potential options. We might have to check. We're gonna have to check back every now and then just to kind of see do I have enough to fill an uncommon amount, stuff like that. But I definitely want to get some steam turbines. Whether I'm making it here or there probably doesn't really matter, but ideally I would be making this here. First thing that we definitely need to do though is we need to drop an assembling machine. Power first. just to kind of get a little bit of a foothold. So that'll get us started at least. And I have offshore pumps, that's good. So we want to make a rocket. It's probably the first thing that we, like, just in case we like really have to go back. And I should have most of those materials currently on me. Sweet. Take all that back. Now we have the ability to make a rocket, and we have, yeah, enough to be able to send a rocket off. So as long as we can make it back, then we're fine. I don't really, like, that's not enough gun turrets anyway. I mean, not that I have ammo for it, but let's just store some of this in here for now. I can keep the steel. We also, okay, so where's the nearest lava? You can see this down here. Probably should make it a little bit of a trek out, because I don't know where our calcite is. I don't know where, like, I've got some sulfuric acid. I think I remember there was some more sulfuric acid up here, so we can definitely go check on that. The coal supply is almost 1 million. That's not too bad. Usually it starts out, yeah, it's pretty low. I do not have legs. I do not have a car. I do not have a tank. Or radars. Actually, this thing kind of acts as radar, right? Radar coverage 4? Yeah. So it'll slowly start to, I mean, we're just going to go through and do it ourselves, but whatever. Just make a little bit of an outline. Oh, that's another thing, is cliff explosives. Oh, we're not getting around that. Where did... I could have swore there's some more sulfuric acid up here. Maybe not. Whatever. There it is. Inside of Demolisher territory. And there's our calcite. Considering that a lot of this is taken up by cliffs, this is not a lot of space to work with. And getting this out is going to be fun. Because of these cliffs down here, is what it is. I have miners on me, so we could probably... at the very least start the process. I also don't have any reinforced concrete on me, so we need reinforced concrete for the foundry. That's right, refined concrete. I think I always say reinforced concrete. Wow, we definitely do not have that much open space. That is what it is. We'll probably have to build on top of the coal, which is unfortunate, but is what it is. Kind of like this though. I think this is the literally the least amount of stuff that I've ever brought with me to a new planet, so it should be interesting to see how we can make our limited supply of materials work. We at least do have some, base materials thanks to being able to get them from these rocks, the coal, the iron. We even have sulfur occasionally in the trees, if I remember right. Or not. Not enough for it to matter, though. Okay, so I have... Let's get some smelters. We can do more stone. We need, what else do we need? We need water. So for water, we need sulfuric acid. So let's see. I probably should have figured out where the bot network was going to go beforehand, but whatever. Is what it is. Gosh, this thing is so tiny. Let's just start with a 2 for now. Should get us a connection, so now those are powered. Alright, so from there we can get steam. Because I think to unlock this we only had to mine a certain amount of... Oh, we just had to mine a rock. Okay. Let's see, next we can get... we also want to, like, we're going to be doing science here too. Oh, that's a great way to start this off. Just, buddy, just make it back. Wow, I'm surprised it had a harder time making the trip. Oh, that's gonna be it right there. Well, that's good to know. had a harder time making the trip back than it did getting here. Or maybe I just didn't have enough. Oh, you know what? I might have. I probably had a little bit more of a buffer, so let's just call this. So I'll say that it won't leave until it has 230, but this is only putting on 200. It's at least over novice now. Okay, so we have the ability to make sticks. Concrete, we need water. Water, stone brick, and we have some ore. Stone brick is here. So we need some water. That is not a lot of room to work with. This is all cliffs, this is all cliffs, there's cliffs here, like that's cliffs. This is just rocks, so that can all just come out, that's fine. This is all rocks. And this is all rock. I mean, it's not that bad. We certainly won't have some like big sprawling thing, right? Not to start with anyways. We have power here, so let's just try to have chemical plants, yes. We'll just make some water here for now. Yeah, hold on. What do I need? I need calcite, right? For steam. Mine calcite. And then that unlocks the ability to get steam. Okay, so that's fine. That's our sulfur. We won't be making like a ton of explosives with that, but something. And to be honest, like we can always go into demolisher territory. It's just as long as we're not building on demolisher territory, it should be fine. But we shouldn't have a problem with that too long. Where did it go? I just picked it up. Oh, sorry, that was estimated. Oh, I didn't finish the story that I was going to say. So, I got new internet last Wednesday, and it was really funny because the guy walks in, and I forget exactly what he said, but it was something like, he's like, oh, like he was very socially awkward, but he comes in and he's like, oh, someone's a streamer, and I was like, yeah, I've been dabbling with it. He's like, what do you play? And I'm like, I play this game called Factorio. He goes, never heard of it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's, the way that I try to explain it to people is, it's kind of like a cross between the way I think of it anyways is it's kind of a cross between like kind of a cross between I say that it's a cross between like Minecraft and like City Skylines or SimCity or something like that. He's like, yeah, I've never heard of it. He's like, he goes, you should play Battlefield 6, and I'm like, I haven't played a first person shooter in like a decade. I'm not the person to play Battlefield 6. So let's get some of this down. I'm gonna have to wiggle myself out of here. I can probably get the bots to do it. And I forget how slow the bots actually are. Okay, so let's drop this down. Pretty much everything that I'm dealing with right now, I'm kind of mentally considering temporary. So I'm not like tied to all of this. I'm not like, oh, this has to go here. We have to do it like this. At this point, we basically just need something. So anything that I can get is gonna help us out in the long run. Even like this is just temporary, right? So we need a calcite and sulfuric acid. So we'll get us some steam. Oh. There we go. Steam into water, and then we can get some concrete that we need for the foundries. You know what? I should probably just bring all that up to me. We can try to keep a lot of our like temporary stuff all like cluttered together. So this is expected resources sulfur, not guaranteed resources, unfortunately. Hey, we have sulfur. What did I have set up down there? So I had... Oh, I need sticks. Bring any chests with me. Come on. I don't have to use some of my steel for this. Iron. I don't even want to waste the iron. That's fine. So to unlock the foundry, what do we need? I'm like so blind whenever it comes to this, but there it is. So we just need to make some tungsten carbide. It's easy enough. Foundry is unlocked. And what do we need? Tungsten carbide. Oh my gosh, we need lubricant. That's gonna be fun. Green circuits we don't have. We didn't bring any with us. So let's see how this ship is coming along. It's not? You're getting the belts up first. Nice. I think it's gonna be very, very beneficial if we... So I have like the starter ship that I used in the past in the last guide. It's quite a bit more chunky than this. I'm wondering if there's anything that's going to prevent me from... I can't zoom in. I do not have laser turrets or gun turrets, but I have batteries being made. I have the ability to collect, obviously, the copper and the stuff that we need for that. Copper, iron. What I really need is I need a copper sink. Unfortunately, we do not have anything that will only use like the base copper. The best thing that we have is the LDS. Okay, so we need to deal with lubricant. We have oil refineries somewhere there. The coal we will have to drag over this way too. And again, I'm considering a lot of this temporary, right? Calcite. Calcite, coal, and sulfuric acid. And then with the chemical plant, something like that. Wonder Vulcanus, you had like 6 supply runs from novice to get my base up and running. Yeah. Normally I have a much larger ship, and I bring a ton with me. I wanted to hurry up and get here, so like literally this is the least amount of anything that I've had going to a different planet. Normally I have an entire ship with so that one that I was looking at earlier. So normally this entire ship, I have tons of storage. I have one ship that's 100% dedicated to just supplying the items that we need. So the inserters, the belts, the assembling machines, all of the crafting units, all that kind of stuff. A ship that's just dedicated to supplying that to a planet. And then I have a whole nother ship that's completely dedicated to bringing in like base supplies, intermediate supplies, like green circuits, red circuits, blue circuits. If we needed maybe a couple more things here and there, like for instance on a planet like this, I would bring in some explosives, which I would be making on Novice, but obviously dealing with the quality, we are a bit more limited for space. I totally could use this section in the middle, but I have to try to consider anything in the middle to be temporary, because this is where our biolabs will end up going. Or at least that was the plan. Trying to salvage the starter base the best that I can, because the longer that we hold on to this, the better off we are for, you know, some of the supplies that it's making, which obviously we have a lot of that being made over here as well. But also the science. So if there's any kind of science that I'm like, oh, I just, you know what, maybe I should start doing some train stuff, or, you know, maybe some military stuff, unlock the tank, you know, a couple things here and there. Oh, and then this section on the right, I also don't want to use this section, because this is kind of like, I want to try to use this section for recyclers, and in the future for like biter egg production, like we have these biter nests right here. So I'll try to utilize maybe this section for like biter egg type stuff. And then if I need recyclers, I'll have, you know, section down here to possibly kind of convert some of the stuff. Like for instance, right now we have like zero quality on the copper. There's a copper plate there. There's one there. So we were like super heavy on the copper plate quality. Now we're super heavy on the iron plate quality. And a lot of that has to do with, oh, right, I could still continue that process of upgrading. Except I do not have the upgrade planner on me. And I don't feel like making a new one, so we'll just hold off on that for a bit. Okay, that should be enough copper for, or coal for now. How am I planning on taking out a demolisher? That's a good question. Haven't really thought too much into it yet. So my initial plans, the initial plans that I had for dealing with a lot of this was, I was actually just gonna touch down on each planet and just do like a bare minimum type of thing to, do I even have enough belts to get this over? I was planning on just doing like bare minimum on each planet just to unlock some of the technologies and stuff, but then I was like, I don't really want to do science on Novice. I want to try to do science here, and that's about as far as I've gotten. This one, right? Nope, I need coal over here. Yeah, we're just kind of winging it and seeing how it goes. very winging it. The starter base, yeah, definitely. I think green circuits are going to be the biggest problem that we have right here, though. Maybe to a degree steel. Once I get to the point where I can make my first foundry, though, like, the foundry can then start to make more foundries, and I need more stone brick. Now I've blocked myself. Nice. I get copper on Vulcanus. Yes and no. So the rocks give us a fair amount of each of the ores. So there's iron ore, there's copper ore, stone, and different stuff mixed into the rocks, but we also have a very limited amount of rocks. So basically all of the copper that I'm getting right now will be going into making green circuits. Only because I did not bring any with me. And I didn't bring any with me because I just, you know, had a very limited amount of space. I need to smelt some copper. Oh yeah, this will be plenty enough to make some, at least one of these. Let's cut this off. Let's leave it. Who am I kidding? We're gonna need more. Whoops, I accidentally hit the skip song button. How have you not... I do not have any gun turrets being made, because I brought them all with me. Nice. Alright, so let's get... some gun turrets. So I do not have any copper being collected. And we're going to be struggling on the normal iron plates. What do we need? Gears? Yeah. And I do have these, okay, I do have these limited to just normal quality for collection. This has been one of the things that I've hated the most is like the actual collection part has always been like very, I don't know, I don't really like it. It's always been very janky to me to have to like collect off of the bus. There's been times where wherever the end of my bus was, like let's say that my bus was cut off here, I would have collection at the end. There's been times where I've collected in the middle, not quite like this, but you know, putting chests off to the side and inserting out of the bus. I always find that it's a very janky way of doing it. I'm not terribly, like I don't hate this way of doing it because at least it's all in line. It's still a little awkward though. Alright, so I've got these limited, right? Yep. I had these limited to 10 per unit or 100 on the map. I'm going to up that to 30. And then at least on this ship I can also bring in some turbines. That'll be the majority of the power that we need. At least, I mean, 30 will be pretty good to start with. And ammo collection is quite a bit faster on Novice, which is obvious since we don't have to deal with larger floating asteroids. Okay, what else do I want? I mean, it would probably be nice to have some green circuits. Rocket capacity is what, 2,000? Normal green circuits. I do not have any reinforced concrete being made either. Reinforced? Yeah. Refined. Just never fails. I have a water supply here. I could do this. Just make some sticks out here. Like, we don't need much, we just need something, right? I am going to forever forget to downgrade this. I should just do it in the blueprint. If I'm gonna be using it, I might as well, right? Rocket capacity is 100. We can probably do a couple hundred as we continue to make whatever we need up here. Oh my gosh, these cliffs. Nope, I want to try to automate this. I want to not have to fiddle with it or have it somewhat create in the background. Obviously, I'm going to have to add in some things here and there, but we're going to do it over here. Okay, so we still haven't made... Okay, so we're making the gun turrets. That's nice. This is good. Why are you just making iron plates? That's this guy here. There, yeah, let's limit you. I mean, I guess on the bright side, you know, we're definitely not going to have a problem getting back to Vulcanus once we replace these gun turrets. I'm surprised at how... I'm surprised that I really didn't need fluid storage, because this kind of limited... Like, once it got low, this, like, limited itself to 50%, because it will, like, you know, drop based on how much it has on it. It'll just lower its speed to kind of match the fuel that it has. I'm surprised that it was able to make the whole trip without stopping with 0 fluid storage. And I think, even though I don't have any uranium mining going on, which, I mean, to be fair, it's only right here. I probably could just drag the bot network over and kind of start fiddling with it from here. But it wouldn't, like, it would be nice if I could get to the point where I was making my standard ship, which requires nuclear power. but I don't have heat exchangers being made. I don't have heat pipes being made. What else do I have not have being made? The decider combinator is kind of a big deal, but kind of not. Laser turrets. I mean, I'm not that far away from being able to do it, really. Fluid tanks. I did not have those anywhere either. I think initially I had them where I had my belts being created, I think. It's funny how often I end up using stuff like a bot mall, and I don't know, I almost feel like it's like it's almost like I don't know. It's like it's just like a huge cop out, right? I feel like it's I know that like it's obviously part of the game, right? Like being able to use bots, like having bots do really as many tasks as you can possibly get them to do is awesome, but I don't know. There's just something about like let's take a look at this for instance. Like there's just something about coming up with a crazy design like this, being able to take care of the inserters, the different qualities, what happens if one of them gets ranked up. And there's just something about making something like this versus, you know, just slapping something down like this and having the bots take care of it. This feels way better, it looks way better. This is just, you know, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. Like even so, for instance, whenever I made where did I put that mall? So whenever I made this mall, like it was pretty complicated to put together, and I don't have. Unfortunately, I don't have where I made my designs. Like that was one of the things that I didn't continue to save in an episodic way. Um, but in my little playground, I think I showed it off in a video once. It might have been in a Discord exclusive. I think I kind of showed off the variations and the different iterations of a mall design that I went through before I came up with the one that I ended up with in the last playthrough. And it was it was rough. It took me I what 5 days? I think it took me about it took me 4 or 5 days, and I worked on it for probably 8 hours a day. And at the end of the day, I could have just slapped down a bunch of bot malls, but so at the end of the day, it was kind of like, you know, which one is and I did have a bunch of people say this to me, right? Like, oh, why didn't you just slap down bot malls? And I've seen creators do that, and I mean, it is what it is. Um, Not a big deal, I guess. I just hold on. Okay, before we Alright, before I even like really do anything else, I want to make sure that we actually have the ability to launch a rocket. So I'm just going to set the rocket up over here. And there. So that will give me the ability to launch a rocket. So all the other supplies are just kind of whatever. Okay, the ship is actually ready to come back. We just need to load it up with some stuff. Oh, I turned this off to get the other supplies. So I'm not going to send these back down. We'll just hold on to these just in case. The repair packs we'll keep up here. The gun turrets, like just in case, right? The asteroid collectors. Because if we're going to have a hard time, like having a hard time coming back that first time, we're probably going to have a hard time coming back the second time. Even though, yes, I did increase the ammo buffer. There is a bit more of a buffer here. We have iron plates. Okay, the iron plates are mostly used. Well, this is also buffered, right? So we have 300 saved up here, which we did not have. I could have some other condition that kind of forces it to wait and buffer a little bit better. But I'm also not too concerned. Okay, I could have swore that I brought... Didn't. So we're going to add in some labs. So we're going to have some labs here. I know I have at least 20 on the planet. 2 on the planet. Oh, it's because I have all these over here. I forgot when I had taken this down, I was like, oh, I have a bunch of these in my inventory. Obviously, they're not here now because, or not in my inventory or not in storage anywhere because they're all here. All right, so that's another thing that we can add real quick. I did downgrade this, right? Yes. And this would have blocked this anyways because I do not have, that was the only storage that I had for that. And that means that this has to be at least 2,000. Be able to fill a rocket capacity. Maybe more because it's going to be draining stuff from crafting stuff like this. Okay, well, we're setting up to be in a much better position on round 2. That's good. So, with that, I should probably definitely start thinking about how are we going to kill the demolishers, because that's going to be a rough one. I have nowhere near the damage output that I've had in the past, so having gun turrets is going to be probably not the best way. For starters, okay, here's something else we can do to kind of prep. So now that I have at least one foundry, we should be able to make another one. Oh, we're going to be so close on being able to make another one. I'll be able to like just make a second one. Okay, so that's a whole row for belts. That's close to a full row for steel plates. That's a whole row of this. Half a row for these. Right, almost a full row for these. So we're probably going to be about 2/3 full, so we're getting kind of close. So another thing that I could do, so instead of making okay, so for explosives, that's going to be another very important thing, especially for Vulcanus and our kind of expansion. We need coal, we need sulfur, we need water. In theory, it would make more sense if I did try to make some of that here. What is the craft time on that? 4 seconds? 4 seconds is not bad. I was thinking I could send some sulfur up, but the water's kind of, you know, kind of free on one planet versus Vulcanus, right? Same for the coal. We're like we don't have any mining productivity, so every single bit of coal that we use is going to be coming like straight out of our pocket. Okay, so at least with this foundry, now I have one. So let's get some lava, because the biggest struggle we're going to have right now is steel and tungsten, and we can at least take care of the steel problem. I don't know. There's okay. Like, it is kind of, like I said, it is kind of funny, like, starting out with almost nothing on a planet like this, because, I don't know, man, there's just something about, like, that's the Factorio feel to me. That's like the, you know, the Minecraft feel, the survival game feel, like, starting out with basically nothing, and then, like, working your way up to something from junk is a pretty sweet feeling. Pretty soon here too, I'm gonna have to actually start thinking about, like, what does our ultimate plan look like. Okay, so this is lava into iron. And that is going to be the stone brick that we can use here. As a temporary measure, I can just do this. Nope. Here. I have 3 rockets? 3 rockets. Man. Oh, and this one's not set up for automatic. Alright, well, that would have helped. Only had 2 rockets going. And the supplies don't seem that bad. Like, it looks choppy because these are all red belts. Which, again, I do not have. I've never actually tried to do this before. Where did this one? Oh, come on. That would have been so funny if you could, like... Nope. Oh. Oh, let's make a new one. Okay, well, obviously I am definitely going to need that steel shipment because we're not going to be able to get enough steel to make another foundry. Hello. I guess I'm wrong. The nice thing too is this will actually get us 2 more foundries since that one has the productivity bonus. Let's see, what else do I want? I keep feeling like there's something big that I'm missing. I have roboports. They are crafting very slowly, so... All my red circuits are chugging away over here in the starter base. Oh, you know what though? Now that I have whatchamacallit, requester chests, I could totally try to squeeze something in here. Okay, so we've got 2 more of these. All right. There we go. Steel is now not going to be that much of a problem anymore. And we probably want to hold on to our iron ore for this. Probably not that important. Yeah, steel is definitely not a problem anymore. Iron plate's no longer a problem. Oh, we don't need this steel anymore. So let's bring in... What else are we going to need? Green circuits can definitely stay. The refined concrete can definitely stay. We need... What do we need? Red circuits. I think maybe the most important thing, the next most important thing, I should say, not the most important thing, but probably the next most important thing is going to be figuring out a layout, figuring out, okay, where are we going to be building outside of this little, like, you know, crappy starter corner. How do I want to get... So I think because we have like a limited amount of space, and because we have kind of a reset with what will end up being our the fluids, since we can't have quality in liquids. Oh, I need to get some quality modules too. That's a good idea. Yeah, let's add some red circuits. Rocket capacity is 1,000. Oh man, I can't wait to get out of this janky little setup that we've set up here. Okay, so tungsten, obviously huge problem coming up. We can only mine tungsten in demolisher territory, so we are going to have to take on one of those at some point soon. So if I wanted to do the poison capsule method, what do I need? I need coal, I need steel. Wait, really? That's it? Is that per? Like, that's actually a lot. Uh, Costly. I would say fairly costly. We can make carbon now. Coal and sulfuric acid. Fuel mining is always an option. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Mind explaining it to me? Oh, like infiltration, like kind of like go in, drop some miners, collect some, and then dip out. Actually, not a bad idea. Yeah, placing miners guarding run when you hear the demolishers. It's an interesting method. I mean, that's actually, like I said, it's actually a really good idea. It at least gets you a little bit extra, right? Like outside of just having to go around and mine out some of this junk. Wait until the demolisher like turns around and or gets off into a distance, and then just re-enable it. Try like place them back down, because it's the placement of the buildings that drives them crazy. You know what? I'm actually not. I'm not totally against that. So we need to figure out where our tungsten is. I'm just gonna get a little bit more, just like that, so we can have like basically like one of each machine, one of each of the foundries that are creating something for us. I will stockpile some of it. So we need. Oh, I just need the carbon. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's it's just it's so funny to think about. My experience, the zero critter deaths run. Zero critter deaths run. Takes them anywhere between 2 to 20 minutes for the demolishers to sense your buildings. Yeah, that's fair. You get thousands of tungsten in that time, but it's RNG. Why in the world would you want to not kill biters and demolishers and pentapods or whatever they're called? That's crazy. Like that's a challenge that just seems like why? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to torment yourself like that? To prove that I can, it works. Nice. Did you manage to get through the whole thing without killing anything? 100% deathless or killless? So I imagine that doing something like that, at some point, you're going through and you're gonna just be like, why did I decide to do this again? Why? Like, what am I doing here? Okay, 2 more foundries. Let's go. So now one of them we have the ability to make, let's say, copper. And just these buildings right here, like, really opens the door on different things that we can make. Obviously, we need a little bit more of a sink for these. We can maybe just collect like we were doing with this one. See, look it. We showed up here with basically nothing, and now we're actually getting to a point where we can make some green circuits, we can make some steel. We have basically everything. The only thing that we don't have is a supply of copper or iron ore, which obviously is not going to happen, so we will need to import either concrete or refined concrete at some point. Yes, sir, it's up on Galaxy Fame with the exception that I had to make a mod to craft a gleba egg by hand. Oh, that's fair, yeah. Can't get it otherwise, yeah. They don't just, like, spawn on the ground. Okay, so now this thing is crafting for us. This one is crafting for us. This one is crafting for us. And I have the ability to collect stuffs. I also haven't really decided yet, but I don't think... So I've been toying with the idea of not actually doing a bus on Vulcanus. I mean, okay, not like not doing a bus, but... Because I'm still trying to, like, play with how are we going to deal with quality on this planet, right? So I was kind of thinking about anywhere that we can have something that makes... something using either molten iron or molten copper. Like, okay, let me try to explain this. So, there's obviously multiple different ways of playing the game. One of them is the bus style. You make everything that you need, put it onto the bus. Anything that you need that is on the bus, you take off the bus, and then make it and put it back onto the bus. Other ways of doing things are, well, you just take a whole section and make everything from scratch. You pull in all the raw resources, and then everything you need up to whatever the item is that you want, you just make it all the way up. I've been toying with the idea of maybe, because the way that we, like for instance here, like this is kind of a self-contained system with the engines going into the electric engines. I was thinking about it, and I was like, what if we just had like smaller scale like a smaller scale bus kind of, but instead of having like a massive sprawling bus with like everything on it, what if we just did like, like smaller self-contained mini buses, so that because either way we have to keep things flowing, like things have to continue to flow, um, or the quality gets backed up. I don't know, something to think about for sure. But even thinking about something like this, it's kind of like even green circuits is like, how would you need to like make copper cables on its own little circular loop. I don't know. Again, just one of those things, something to think about, something I've been thinking about. Let's collect some coal. Is the plan to make Vulcanus specific stuff, or... I was kind of toying with the idea of making Vulcanus have pretty much everything that I'm not making on Novice, so I was playing with the idea of making science here, anything that I'm not producing on Novice, I'll make here. I mean, besides the obvious stuff, like obviously we're going to be making belts here because, why not? If you have to make green belts here anyways using tungsten steel, so might as well make everything else here. And we have red belts, but I'm going to be skipping from red belts to green belts like once I decide to upgrade. So I don't know, like I said, I've been playing with different ideas. Mostly been just kind of winging it. Oh, this is going to start becoming a problem very soon. I mean, still not that bad of a problem. So, just to be on the safe side, how about we just stick this in a box too? Don't accidentally make that into something else. I should collect those too. Okay, I do not... oh my gosh, I can't wait to get rid of these cliffs. I'm already, like, sick of, like, walking around them. Okay, we have been streaming for a little over an hour and a half. I am going to take a quick break, and I will be back in like 5 minutes. Hopefully by that point, I'm just going to leave it going, or let it go. Hopefully that by that point some of this will be a little bit more filled up. Might I ask why you're wasting coal on carbon instead of dropping it from above? Self-imposed challenge? Not really. I just don't have anything above Vulcanus at the moment. Both my ships are above Novice. I also went with a very, very, very tiny nothing ship. So really at the moment it's just that I don't have anything up there is the main reason. Also, like once we actually once we actually get science going, which I'm going to have here, there will be a very, very heavy push to get as much mining productivity as I can. Um, military, sorry, top priority for me right now, as far as the science goes, is getting orange science and being able to get artillery and cliff explosives, because um, of the fiasco that we have waiting for us on novice with all of these biter nests in the surrounding area. The biggest problem that I'm going to have with artillery here is I would like to not destroy these, so I'm going to have them far enough away that they can't destroy these. And I guess technically, like, technically, you only have to kill one with the artillery to get the achievement, right? So once you kill it with the artillery, then you can just, like, open season everything else. So it doesn't even really matter at that point. But I would like to leave these for sure, or biter egg creation later, since it's right here on the bus. Anyways, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Alright, I am back. And there's the tungsten problem. Not even like a little sliver. Not even a sliver. Well, I guess it's time to start hunting that. All quiet on the lava front. Since I'm going to be out for a bit, I'm going to start collecting some of this too. I have a couple of chests. Okay, so unfortunately, tungsten tends to pool around lava, so we're probably more likely to find some down here. And that does not look like a fun belt weave. I don't even have the belts to get them out here, to be honest. How's the ship coming along? Still need some bots. That's not a big deal. I don't have any construction bots in this group though. Is there anything that I can do to beef them up a bit? I guess for starters we can just do that. I mean, it'll still pull some, but it is what it is. A little bit faster, but not much faster. Okay, let's go hunting for some tungsten. There's some. Alright, a little bit closer. That's not too terrible, I guess. Oh, but oh my gosh. You have to have the big miners. That's a problem. And for that we need red circuits. Okay, so I need to get this ship over here, like ASAP. I'm just gonna have to deal with the lack of bots. I need some electric engine units too. We can grab some of those. I initially had some for... Yeah, I initially had 200 because I wanted to be able to make a rocket. The rocket should be pretty much good to go. Yep, it's got one in the chamber, so we can get off the planet. That's a big plus. This is going to be a big problem too, though. Having all these roboports, we definitely don't have the power to be able to sustain that. Do I have any more? I got a couple of solar panels. Yeah, we are definitely going to have some problems there. What are you guys waiting on? Am I not collecting engine units? Yeah. Oh, rocket capacity is 400. That's right, because whenever I initially set it up, I set it up to manually did the custom load. So that's going to send up 400. Might as well change it to 400. That's fine. What else do we need? Tungsten carbide. Mining drill is not going to be a problem. We have a couple left in our inventory. Okay, so once we get a shipment of that, yeah, I think we'll just send it. It'll be a little tight at first, but, you know, with the lack of power, which we can hopefully get set up decently fast. Maybe I just won't put roboports down for now because I mean we don't have, well, I mean, to be honest, we don't have any construction bots out on the field anyways, so there won't be anything to place them. Oh, you know what else I need? I need some storage. Yep. Okay, so I'll definitely need to save some of this for the mining. Okay, that'll be enough to get us, what, 2? Yeah. 40 carbide for the first 2 plus a free one. Yeah, that's true. And unfortunately, the tungsten mine's way slower. It is what it is. Okay, so we've got, yeah, 10 of these, and then I'm just gonna send it. I mean, the construction boss is really close. 41. This is more or less disabled, so all of these should be going over here. Excuse me, green circuits. Why are you guys not making... You're not making capacity because the red circuits are peeling out some of the copper. Okay, that's not a huge deal. Do I want to send a requester chest for just green circuits? Probably not. I'll just send some bots over to... Yeah. I'm sorry, were you guys... Oh, you're collecting it from over here. Okay, that's fine. Alright. I'll get one round of robots up, and then we can take off. Maybe a little bit of a waste not having more stuff here, but at the same time, I don't want to wait around too much for these. Yeah, I'm pretty much good with most of everything that we have on us. I mean, and to be honest, like, now that we have the ability to make a few more things, like, it's probably not that big of a deal. Alright, so once we get these construction bots, we'll take off. I think when it arrives, I'll probably also just... I'm not gonna let it go when it gets to 130. I'll make sure it waits until it has a little bit of a buffer before I send it back. I'll just have to check on it. Alright, there's our bots. Let's take off. Like, part of the problem is I know it'll make the trip there just fine. It's the process of it making the return trip that's the problem. Can I actually... Yeah, I think I do have... I mean, this is gonna do a lot of damage to the bots, but it is what it is. Wait, how do you guys have power? Oh, these. Am I wrong, or should just orbiting Vulcanus be ammo positive? So I ran into a little bit of a problem yesterday. Sorry, in the last stream. I only had two furnaces making iron plates, and because my damage is so low, because I haven't invested anything pretty much in the military, each of the ammo magazines was enough to get through half of an asteroid. It ripped up a pretty good chunk of the front of my ship just waiting in orbit. So I added this one in, and it was just enough to get me positive. So we're already almost out of ammo. We're almost there, thankfully. All right. We need that. We need that. I mean, we need all of it, but... Yes, this is a very risky run. Should have sent these down first. As the more of the cargo bays you have, the faster you can accept items. Okay, wait. I should have kept like half of those. It is what it is. Alright, so you can just sit here and wait, and I will manually tell you it's good to go, or when you're good to go. Okay. That's probably enough for now. Oh my gosh, this is so janky. Anyways. Why did I bring this over? Right, 3. I guess it's a start. Quality for Hail Mary. Oh, I did have quality modules, didn't I? I left them in the storage. Oh, and perfect. Buddy's like right over here. Where is he? We want him to be on the other side. Right, so we need to pay attention. First off, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this through here. This should be fine. Except fighting the uphill battle. Mining into chests, yeah, that's actually a good idea. So if we're gonna do that, I can't really make a blueprint. Yeah, I can. Right. I obviously need to drag some power with me. I honestly, like, I can't believe you had like a full no kill run. That's just nuts. I suppose I can just grab some of these because we should be able to. That's kind of risky if I were to just leave without a way to rapidly get back over here at least. I don't even know how long it was before I was well over 1,000 hours before I realized that I could just walk over that stuff and pick it up. Yeah, I don't know if I would risk going anywhere past just a couple minutes. There he is. I also don't know because power poles are often omitted from certain tables. Oh, no, never mind. He's coming. Not omitted that much, I guess. Attack anything? Yeah. I've seen them. I don't know. I feel like I've seen them dance around certain things. I mean, but to be fair, the majority of the time that I deal with them. Whoops. I need some of this. The majority of the time that I deal with them, it's like I'm engaging them intentionally, so Right, so we have all the components that we need to make red ammo too, right? I might just like dummy the hell out of it. Oh, not like that. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, no, the ship is doing mostly fine. We're very, like I said, it's positive, just barely. And I'll wait until there's a bit of a buffer, so before I send it back. Yes, the beast was definitely not happy. Engine units. Well, at least now on the bright side, we have a lot of miners. Oh, it's always fun when unexpected company comes over. Alright, let's give this another shot. So I have what, 15? 15. Should be able to get quite a bit more this time. Oh, this is just so funny, this whole thing. This one's gonna be a little bit more scary though, because I will have a lot less time to kind of figure out how to get rid of this stuff before it comes back. I will need more inventory space, so I'm going to dump some more of my inventory for sure. Which I do not have any chests for. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of one of these so that I have somewhere to store stuff. You know what? That should be plenty of space. We're up to 90-ish ammo. Still have a bit to go. I don't know what we're gonna have the next round. Definitely some bots. Hopefully we get some bots crafted. What are you guys all chunking after this? 3. Wait a minute. What did I have that limited to? 10? Yeah, no, we're gonna go with 4. Um, 50? No. 100 would be better. It's risky, yeah. It's a pretty decent strategy though. I'm glad you mentioned it earlier. And I only have one Roboport, so I've only got 10 bots active at a time. Oh, here he comes. Oh my gosh. Uh. Come on, bots, you can do it. Don't slow down. What did I lose? Oh, I lost the chest. This one is not okay. Just okay. Alright, so I'll leave that one. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. And we got a decent amount that time. I definitely wouldn't do more than that. Like, 10 to 15 is probably enough. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have a decent amount of other stuff going on, going too. So we're in a very good position. So now we're going to be making foundries a little bit faster. We're going to be making these a little bit faster. I should drag coal over here. How's the ship doing? 150. Just open the coal up a bit more. This is gonna make for a terrible YouTube video, I gotta say. Big miners for coal will be a huge help. That is very true. Entertaining as hell? I don't know. Just the back and forth running around. Maybe like that's kind of entertaining a little bit. The riskiness nature of it, but especially my close call. No. I do not want you guys placing too many of those. Yeah, let's just not. I should not have even grabbed those. Let's put those back. Oh, just made it. Running around is part of the game. Yeah, well, I mean, it is, but at the same time, when you're... Oh, here's the way that I look at it. Here's the way that I think about things, right? Is if you are going to YouTube, just in general, you just want to watch something entertaining, you want to be entertained, and, you know, kind of the running around back and forth. Like, whenever I started this series, like, one of the reasons why I started it the way that I did, which was I started it so that I was skipping a lot of the, like, boring stuff at the beginning. Just, you know, it's stuff that people have seen. Ooh, do I want to do that? Sure. It's stuff that people have seen. It's, you know, the most common, I would say, the starter phase, so... Alright, so that will help with the efficiency, since we're draining 50% less resources. I never did put quality in those machines either. I should have been doing that. Am I good? Yeah, okay. I didn't grab the quality modules. Oh my goodness. I dropped them, right? Wait. Oh, they're over here. Right, we definitely want some more foundries. Oh, that's gonna be rough. 50. So what's the holdup over here? The coal. Man, that is a lot of coal that goes into this tungsten carbide. Yeah, since the ship is here, won't hurt to request carbon. Yeah, that's fair. We don't have that. I mean, I've only got like a stack worth. Coming at any given time. I do have this set up to hit, yeah, might as well. Let's just do it. Just send it. And that's not a bad thing because carbon doesn't go into the production of the ammo, and I'm waiting until these have quite a bit of a buffer. So yeah, we can do that. It'd been nice if it was more like over here, but yeah. But to go back to the whole like running around thing, like sure it's part of the game, but it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a pain. Like I had to also the ice melt for free water. Yeah, you know what though? Like, man, I've said this a few times. I almost wish that I almost feel like I should store ice on a planet. That way, when you make a new ship, you can send the ice up to actually get your stuff going. Because I mean, you need water for so much for um, the fluids that you need up there. It's just like, what was I just saying? Oh yeah, so like, as far as the whole like running around thing goes, I try not to do a lot of that in my videos just because it's like, you know, people want the content, people want to like they want the information, right? You either have to be really entertaining, have a lot of information, or have to be accomplishing something that is, I mean, that can probably fall under entertaining and information as well, but you have to be accomplishing something that's like nobody else is doing, right? Hmm? Yeah, something unique. Well, I mean, that can fall into the entertaining as well. No? That's true because I've seen videos of people like I'm not even gonna say that, but um when you're like running around like and I only say that from kind of personal experience because whenever I went to Gleba in my new player guide, I was on Gleba and I was doing some like, you know, wasn't really a fan of Gleba. Since then I'm a lot more of a fan of Gleba. But I definitely could have had a better start to Gleba, and all of the like running around lameness that I was doing, fiddling around. I should have had efficiency modules, to be honest. Um, but all of the kind of like running around stuff that I was doing. What? Viewership pretty much like tanked during that time period. So, and I thought it was gonna skyrocket during that period, but it did not, and it had to do with a lot of those first videos that I made. Let's get. Okay, I need to ramp up production like ASAP. This like one machine at a time thing is not. It's getting us to where we need to go, obviously. And we are definitely ramping it up, though. I'm starting to, I mean, other than, like I said, the one machine crafting at a time. And I am now going to start running out of tungsten soon. Oh no, we're still fine for a bit. Okay, so as far as, like, we really need to think about how the heck actually quite a bit of tungsten. Sorry, carbon. We are at 230 ammo. We are working on our supply of iron plates. Tons of carbon, yeah. We can probably beef that or bump it up a little bit more. Okay, so as far as the layout goes... No, okay, no, I need to back up. So, we gotta get rid of this demolisher. So, I can either brute force the crap out of it with gun turrets. So, let's say that I was gonna do that. I need iron plates, which I have. Do I want to just... Oh my gosh, the jankiness. Wow. With low damage upgrades, it's a long shot. Yeah, because of the amount of physical mitigation that they... I can't even look at him. Yeah, because for every upgrade that I don't have, that's percentage wise. Because I think what happens is, if I remember right, so it's not percentage mitigation, it's point mitigation, right? So at this low of damage, at best, each of your turrets is doing like a single damage, whereas if you had a couple more points, it would do like 2 or 3 points of damage. Yeah, it regens too. So maybe it's going to be ultimately a mix of both. So, okay, I have the ability to make green circuits. Let's do this. Let's do something, I don't know, kind of random. And I know it's really dumb putting inserters into inserter, or inserters into a box and inserters out of the box, whatever. Let's say that I just want to get stuff crafted. I just want to make some things. So let's get some of this. This needs something like that. So that is that taken care of. This and that. Wow, I feel so like this is gross. Factorio PD has info, yeah, I know. Let's get some. So I'm gonna need some more chests at some point. So Factoriopedia. Let's see. So it is percentage. I mean, that's not as bad. Like, if it was a points... What do I feel like there was something that has a point system damage reduction. Yeah, like this. So it mitigates at least 2 points, but 10% as well, or something. I don't even know how to read that. But 50% reduction. Our... let's see, where's my ammo? With red ammo, we are doing... We'd be doing about 7 per hit. Seven per hit, and they have 30,000 health. That's kind of an odd thing to have a Factoriopedia entry for quality. More double bonus when a turret has it? Really? Head versus segments. Okay, so what else might I want to make? So, you know what? Let's try the poison capsule thing. So I need coal, I need steel. Oh, hey, look, coal. Oh, hey, look, steel. I just need green circuits. Oops. So if I wanted to mess around with green circuits, let's just do something like... Nope, it's not gonna work. It doesn't have to be perfect. What am I doing? I can make... No, 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 no. I have 5 foundries. I can make copper cables from foundries. And I can make copper plates from foundries. So... I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait to tear all this down. You have no idea. Love these moments. Can't make it in a big building from now on. So I can make it in a big building. Yeah, the The like, what am I doing moments. I have never, this is literally the very first time I've ever made poison capsules. Never done it before. So it's, I guess we're just gonna have kind of a mix of both. We can taunt with the gun turrets, do a little bit of damage, try to see if we can get them to stick around for poison capsules. Make sure to drop an entire stack on an area and make them spin around in it. Yeah. Like, I know how they function, I've just never made them before, is all. Alright, so we are going to go try to kill a Demolisher with a method that I've never used before, which should be entertaining. And after that, I am going to call it a day. We want this guy, though, because we need this tungsten pat. Oh my gosh, there's like only 236,000. Oh boy. But on the bright side, I mean, it's decently sized, and we have, at least we know we have a path to be able to get it back over here. So after we get that, then we will have the ability to probably start, you know, setting up for a better base. We definitely need, oh my gosh. So I think one thing that I might do is, I'm actually going to hold off on sending this guy out. So he's here, he's stable, we have a nice supply of different things. I guess he can continue to send us carbon. I'll have to go collect that carbon at some point. You ready? Yeah. I think what I might do is I might initially just send some orange science back, because at least from there with orange science we can get the artillery, which we do not have yellow science, so that sucks. But we can get cliff explosives at least. Man, yellow science, that's going to be rough to get to, at least initially. But cliff explosives will be a huge benefit, because obviously we will be able to clear out all this over here. I might even, like, let's say that I succeed in being able to, because we're going to need a lot more poison capsules than this. I know you want to stack them up, what, 10, 15, 20, something like that in an area. So assuming that I am successful in killing this thing, I might tomorrow before the stream clear out some more, because we're gonna need, I can't even imagine how much space we're gonna end up needing. Obviously, I'm not gonna clear out anywhere towards lava, but we will eventually need this sulfuric acid patch. That is a massive patch. Holy. There's like 30 nodes there. I mean, but to be fair, we only have, what, like 9 here, so. We will need to hunt for another tungsten patch. We will need to be looking out for coal as well. Yeah, so I might end up doing a little bit of exploring. Okay, you can, no, let's cut you off. You're done. That is not going to be enough for me to squeeze one of these in. Another one in, sorry. There we go. I don't even want to like risk it without having at least 100 of these. Maybe I do. Quality helps. That's fair. Well, I mean, but quality gives you... Because if you're holding one of one quality and you run out, you have to select the other one, so that might be problematic. I'll just do base for now. Man, we basically did nothing for quality in this episode. Or this stream. I hear him. This is gonna be fun. So let's just do like... Wait a minute. Okay. This is probably such a terrible... Hold on. Let's give ourselves some more room. Oh my gosh. This is gonna fail so hard. I like... Nice Leroy Jenkins reference. What is this? Now we're gonna sit here and wait for like 5 minutes for him to come back. Buddy. You were just here. I mean, I guess it took what? Yeah, it was about 5 minutes for the other ones too. Could quadruple that to get a little over 50%. Well, this is just bait. Our damage is going to be, hopefully with the poison capsules. Again, I don't know if this is enough. I'm going to go... I should probably have enough time to get over there and get some more. Oh look, there's a quality. One. Nice. Oh my gosh, I'm about to fail at something that I've possibly never, sorry, that I've never done before. Yeah, this is gonna be funny. My chances of doing it, according to my chat, about 56.5%. Sorry, what did you say? 46, 46.666 repeating, of course. Chance of success. But at least I have chicken. I almost want to like, I need to go like hunt this guy down. And then my like mic boom arm is just like barely in my way. Okay, so he was heading down in this direction, so he should be down here to the right. All right, it's on the way back. Oh, and he's booking it too. I don't know much about this, but I'm 90% sure I need to initiate, so I can't wait for him to go directly to... Uh-oh. Wrong path. Yep, here we go. Yeah, I think that I need to initiate to try to draw him to me, and then when the gun turrets take over, he will start to loop around. So I'm going to be over here, and I'm going to hopefully draw him to me. I have some ammo, good. And then if when he spins the poison doesn't damage my stuff, does it? Okay. Yeah, like they would make poison damage a machine. Right, here he comes. Moment of truth. You laugh. I'm expecting this to fail miserably. Like, I should have saved it, but whatever.
You didn't save it?
No, I didn't save it. So now
Oh my god.
Oh, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh. Sorry for the eardrum explosion. Oh, that was great. Where's my last save? Oh my
That wasn't
gosh.
even close.
Not even close. He looked at me and I fell over. What do you mean it wasn't even close? I don't even think... I've got modular armor. Alright, round 2. Let's do this. Oh, that was great. No, he has these little, like, eruptions, so I'm pretty sure I was, like, standing in it. Alright, buddy. Where'd you go? So that is in the right position. Yeah, I don't think those, the Path of Exile skills were, handy at all. Yeah, I'll save it whenever I get, like, once he gets... Because I want to be able to save it in time to get rid of the other stuff. If I just, like, I just can't actually do this. So let's save it here. What am I on this one? Yeah, I like shot him once. He turned to me and then it was like dead. You only saw the dead part? There he is. Alright, here we go. Me versus Small Demolisher, round 2. I picked the correct path this time. Oh my gosh. Alright. Okay, so I shoot him once. He pulls towards me. I take off running because I'm not getting stuck in that thing again. Oh, this is before I grab the extras. Alright, whatever. It is what it is. Shoot him once, grab my poison capsules. Start running around like a little child. No, no! No, bad bots, bad bots, bad bots. No, 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 no! Oh, this is so bad. Not even close. Okay, I am going to end it there. Oh, that is so funny. A valiant effort. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Okay, well, I mean, we made a decent amount of progress here. I haven't been getting any notifications from Novice, which is nice, so uh, biters are still... Ooh. Once that chunk starts getting stuff, that's gonna be bad. I have a little bit of, it's beefed up a little bit here, but we're still in a decent spot. I haven't seen any notifications of damages. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it there. I need to get some sleep, and I will be streaming again tomorrow. Hey, thanks for showing up and chatting. It's always a lot better whenever I have people to chat to rather than just talking to my Factorio game. Yeah, we're gonna kill one of those demolishers tomorrow, though. What do I have? Modular armor? Power armor would definitely help out. I do not have that unlocked, but... Right? I'm pretty sure I don't. No, wait, hold on. Yeah. Oh, I do have... Yay, we're upgrading to power armor. That's fantastic. Okay, anyways. Yeah. We're gonna end it there. Nope. Yeah, like I said, I'll be streaming tomorrow too, around the same time. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, and thanks for hanging out.